Hello again everyone, this is your friend Rahul from the Lifestyle channel, and today, as promised earlier, we're gonna do a detailed review as well as the setup of the TP-Link Archer C6. I have already done the unboxing of the same. If you guys have missed it, please click on the I button on the top right hand corner and check out the video. So before further delay, let's get to the video, and before we get to it, please click on the like button, hit the subscribe button and check out the bell icon so that you don't miss any videos which we upload. Let's start then. Alright guys, this is the landing page of basically any routers we buy. You can see the IP on top, that's 192.168.0.1. On the first page itself, what we see, scan the QR code to download the TP-Link Tether app, which I've already done from the App Store or Google Play Store. You can also do it from your end if you buy this router. So let's cross this up now, and what we see here, please create an administrator password to manage your Archer C6. So it's asking for the administrator password. So let's create my own password and let's see what's next. Alright, I've created my own password. Let's get in and let's see what's inside. Okay, the page is loading. Alright guys, it's asking me to input the same password once again, which I've right now created. Let's input the same. Let's get into the page and let's see what's further. Alright, here we have the quick setup. As you guys can see, this is the first landing page after the login and it's asking to set it up. Let me quickly refresh the page and let's go to the basic settings. Here we are. We are in the network map page. As you guys can see, it's internet, then the router, mesh device, wired clients, wireless clients, everything is shown over here. Let's get to the next option, which is the internet. You can either choose auto detect or static IP if your provider has given you the IP details and everything, or maybe dynamic IP itself. You can also go to the option which is a PPPoE if you have a connectivity like that. Username, password is required, of course. You can go to the option L2TP, or choose the option rather if your network is like that, or PPTP as your network supports. Next option we have is wireless. As you guys can see, smart connect and wireless settings, everything is right here. The wireless settings are default for 2.4 GHz as well as 5 GHz. SSID, password, everything is default. We also have the option of MoMeMo right here. As I mentioned earlier, MoMeMo is the option which will transfer data within two devices simultaneously at the same time. We also have the option of Smart Connect, and you can clearly see it's mentioned Smart Connect allows your mobile device to automatically switch connection to the Wi-Fi band that provides the fastest speed. You can turn it on, you can turn it off right here as you like it. So next option we have is parental control, and over here, as I mentioned earlier, you can choose the stuff your kids are supposed to browse. You can add the devices and you can block certain pages which you're not allowing your kids to browse, of course. And the next option we have is guest network. It's self-understandable guys. You can see the 2.4 GHz network, 5 GHz network. Both are disabled by default and no password. You have to choose that by yourself, SSID and password. TP-Link Cloud, of course it will not work. There is no proper internet connectivity, so we cannot check the cloud right now. Let's go to the next option, which is One Mesh, and the picture is self-understandable guys. As you guys can see, if you have a mesh device or a mesh router and you are moving from one part of the house to the other part of the house, then the signal will be shared across. The device will be switched automatically. You'll get a proper signal throughout. And if you do not have a mesh device, then the signal will be low, which will further lead to low speed, of course. Everyone knows the same situation. right? Switching to the advanced option now, you guys can see everything is detailed mentioned. A MAC address, SSID of 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, then the channel and everything in details. Let's get to the next option, network, and it's similar to the basic page. You can choose the login or the IP address type which you want, static IP, dynamic IP, everything similar options. And you can also choose the DNS, what type of DNS is getting used. It's up to you, the network type you have. You can also choose MAC clone if you are preferable to do that, or use the default MAC. Next option we have is a LAN. You can see the MAC address, IP address, subnet mask is mentioned over here. Next we have IPTV or VLAN. By default it's disabled. You can use it, it's your preference. Next we have DHCP server. As you guys can see, it's by default enabled, and the IP address pool is also there. You'll get an IP range between this on the devices you connect. As you guys can see, I have 3 devices connected and 3 of them share similar kind of IP. Next we have dynamic DNS. It's a TP-Link by default. After you log into the ID, you can choose the other options. Then advanced routing. You have the static routing, system routing table and everything. Next we have is the operations mode. You can switch the mode either between router or access point. With router, you can directly connect the Ethernet cable. With access point, you need a modem to do it. Username, password. And next we have is wireless settings. As you guys can see, the Smart Connect is on by default. Let's turn that off. And we have the similar settings as the basic page. 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, SSID, password, everything is default. You can either choose manually or let it be auto or manual changes, channels and everything. 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Let's turn the Smart Connect back on, and it's auto saved. As you guys can see, it's clubbed again together, and the channels and everything will be auto set up from now. The router will decide. Let's move to the next option. We have here is WPS. By default, router's pin is on. This is the default password for the router. You have already seen earlier, which I will definitely change. You can either select the push button or the pin here. This is the wireless schedule. It's by default off. You can turn it on and you can click on edit schedule. This is the time frame when you want your router to emit wireless signals and when not. You can customize it by yourself. Then we have MoMeMo. We have already turned this one on, I believe. Okay, it's off by default. You can turn it on from here or turn it off. You already know what it is, same feature. Statistics, we have MAC address, what device is connected, connection type, package received and all. One mesh, as I mentioned earlier, same thing once again. Let's go to the next option, which is guest network. Same features, guys. We have already seen everything here. SSID and password as you like it, 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. You need to choose it and create it by yourself. And then we have the parental control. Same features, I'm not explaining anymore. Now we are going to QoS. This is a new feature. You can either enable or disable. By enabling that feature and providing the right bandwidth, upload and download, you can see what devices are consuming what amount of internet, and you can also prioritize the devices. Next we have is security settings. SIP firewall is on by default. You can see the other options, DOS protection and everything is mentioned. Turn it off or on as you like it. By default it's on. And then we have is access control. It's by default off. You can choose what devices you want to control, like you want to share internet or give internet or not, it's up to you. Then IP and MAC binding, you can choose the relevant options as you like it. Then we have NAT forwarding. You can see the options clearly visible. Going to virtual servers, you can create servers by yourself. Then port triggering, let's see what we have there. Okay, then DMZ, by default it's disabled. Next we have UPnP, it's enabled by default. And once again guys, I do not know what these options are, so if you guys know, please feel free to comment and let me know. And then we have IPv6 connectivity, it's by default disabled. You can enable that and select the right options as you like it, or as your network supports rather. You can also choose the option for MAC cloning, as you guys can see. And next we have here is OpenVPN. It's disabled by default. You can enable it if you want. You can see the service port and VPN subnet. You can also generate a certificate for VPN. Then we have PPTP VPN, that's disabled by default again. You can enable it if you want. Then VPN connections, we right now do not have any VPNs active, so nothing shown. And next we have is Smart Life Assistant. Yes guys, this router supports Alexa. This is the feature, please take a look at it. Let me quickly pause the video. As you guys can see, it's a detailed steps mentioned over here, how you can control your TP-Link router Archer C6 via Alexa. And also you can see it's the app, once again asking to download the app. You can get further settings from the app itself. If you scroll down, you will get further option, how to set up TP-Link router skill on TP-Link Tether app. Then system settings, or system tool time settings. This is the default settings of the time, 24-hour time zone what you need to select. Daylight saving, you can also turn this on. LED control, you can turn on the LEDs or turn it off. You can also enable the night mode. Night mode, the LEDs are disabled by default. Then diagnostics, you can do troubleshooting if your router is not working. Then firmware, you can do a firmware upgrade from here. No internet connection of course. Then backup and restore, you can either backup your settings, restore your settings, or factory default as well, reset your router. And then we have reboot schedule. You can either schedule a reboot timing for your router, that's great. And then we have is administration. That's it, the passwords page. Once again, you can set up the password or local management and everything, remote management. Then we have its system log, it's all the log details, what the router has done and what time, connecting, disconnecting, traffic, everything. This is the traffic status or traffic statistics, how much data has been transferred, that will show. And then we go to system parameters, and all the system parameters are mentioned over here, as you guys can see. This is all the features which are enabled or disabled. And this is the duplex, it's set to auto by default, you can choose as you like it. And the last option is CWMP, which is disabled by default. Okay, let's log out from the web page and let's get to the app. Let's see how to set it up from there. Okay, here we are in the Tether app. Let's see what it shows. I'm connected to the router network, of course, and here it is, TP-Link Archer C6. And we need to get to the router, logging into Archer C6. It's asking for the password which we have created earlier. Let's quickly enter the same. And log in. Okay, here we have the basic status. As you guys can see, Archer C6 Once we click on that, you can see the basic status of the router, name, firmware version, hardware version. And then we click on status. Of course, the internet is disabled, the status will not be showing as connected. Let's go back, and if you click on clients, it's my iPad which is in use right now and connected. And here is the network settings. As you guys can see, smart connect is on. If you click on security here, you can either enable or disable the password. As you guys can see, the network is by default is the same, and yeah, 5 GHz will show the same SSID and enable or disable password. We have the same option beneath, it's clients. As you guys can see, my iPad again, and settings. Let's see. Okay, we have the quick setup here. Same options should be there. Let me see. Yep, same options as per the first basic and the advanced page. Then the wireless, similar options, smart connect on, off, password. The internet connection is disconnected by default, as we spoke earlier about it. Then one mesh, same thing once again guys, as per the web page. And then again we have parental controls, add up profiles and everything. And we have QoS, same thing. Then we have network diagnostics, troubleshooting of the router if there is no network connectivity. And guest network settings, same thing, 2.4 GHz, turn on or off, choose the security, or 2.5 GHz as per your likings. Then we have share Wi-Fi. If you want to share your Wi-Fi details with someone, we have a QR code right here, you can share that. Then we have TP-Link ID. Once again, we are not connected to the internet, so the ID logging in will not happen now. Let's go back. Then we have LED controls, as mentioned earlier, LED status on or off, night mode on or off, same thing again. And then we have the operations mode here. Same thing, router is currently, or the device is currently being used as a router, we can choose it as an access point. Then system settings, manage password, upgrade, reboot, factory reset. That's it. Let's go back. And we have the advanced settings. You can go to that URL if you want to check out the advanced settings here. Okay, we have few more options over here, login, my devices and all. Let's get inside Smart Live Assistant. We have IFTTT and Alexa. Let's try to get in. I'm really sorry guys, it doesn't seems like it's coming up. I'm clicking on the same but doesn't shows up anything. I have to check it up later. Maybe I don't have any connectivity right now. That might be the reason. Let's quickly set up the router in that case. And I don't know why it's asking me to log in since I do not have any internet connectivity as of now. Let's quickly set up the router and we'll see you guys then. I'll do a speed test and show you guys what is the speed I am getting now with all the devices connected. Alright, here we are. My settings of the configurations is done. I'm getting into the router now, and once I get in, I will set up the TP-Link ID. Congratulations, I'm in. Here are my network. Let's log into the TP-Link ID now. Okay, it's asking me to bind the IP, which I've clicked on. I'm logging in now. And yeah, I'm securely logged in and IP binding complete. Alright, here we are. I'm logged in to the app itself after the proper setup, and as you guys can see, I have 10 devices connected with my router at the moment, and both of my networks, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, having the same name or the same SSID as Smart Connect is turned on. So that is how you connect to the same network. The router will decide which network, or 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, it's best for your devices, and it will switch accordingly. Okay then, so here we are. Let's quickly go back and let's do a speed test, and let's see what is the speed I'm getting now. There's a speed test app. Here we are. Alright, let the app load, and let me also quickly mention in the meanwhile, I have a package of 110 Mbps download as well as 110 Mbps upload. And as you guys have already seen, I have 10 devices connected at the moment, and I'm sitting at a distance of around you can say 25 to 30 feet, and I'm sitting in my room, so all the doors and windows are also closed. I'm in an AC room, and the router is outside my room on a distance of 25 to 30 feet. So let's see what is the speed it's delivering at the moment with 10 devices connected to it. Let's click on go. Here we are guys, we have the speed test results right now. Download speed is showing as 93.6 Mbps and upload speed is 93.9 Mbps, which I must say it's a fantastic speed delivery by the router. If you guys can see the time on the top left hand corner, it's 8 PM right now. As you guys know that people, they generally use the internet in this time, the bandwidth is generally low. And as you guys have already checked out, that I have 10 users connected to my router right now. So some of them possibly syncing WhatsApp, some of them possibly checking YouTube videos, some of them possibly syncing emails, and I have my smart devices as well connected to the same router. So yes, kudos from my end. If you guys want to buy the same, please do check out my description under the video to get the best buy link of Amazon and to get the best price, of course. And as you guys have already checked out the features in this router, the MoMeMo, the Smart Connect and everything, keeping all that in mind, this is really the best deal which you can get in this price. And of course, I will definitely recommend this router. If you guys want to buy it, please go for it. And once again guys, if you have any questions in mind, if you feel that there are some things or some descriptions which I have missed, please feel free to comment under the video. I'll definitely look into it and try to work on it. If you have any questions on mind, I'll check it up and try to get back to you as soon as possible. So here we are. This is a detailed description and setup of TP-Link Archer C6. And guys, if you really want to check out the unboxing video as well, check out the description. I'll be putting a link to the same. So guys, if you like the video, please click on the like button, hit the subscribe button and check out the bell icon so that you can stay tuned and check out all our videos as soon as we upload. This is your friend Rahul from the Lifestyle Channel signing off. Take care.